the Seminoles. Cosby Whitaker in the backfield, but McCoy's going to slip it out on the edge to Cosby. Good tackle immediately. Jordan Pugh drops him after a couple.
You know what, and I think Urban Meyer's got the right approach too. Talk about his football team, because yeah, Jesse, they've got speed at Florida State, but we've seen Florida, and the amount of skill they have on their offense is unmatched in college football.
On their last 6 SEC games, they were averaging 50 points a game, and the margin of victory was 40 points on average. Whew. That's dominance we don't always see at the SEC.
Yeah, first time it's ever happened in the SEC.
Pass broken up at the line of scrimmage, and McCoy is hit hard, knocked to the ground. Matt Moss, who's a third-string defensive tackle, forced into duty, batted it down. Remember, McCoy was carted off this field 2 years ago, knocked out in a late hit right up in the chin by A&M.
Well, we talked to Colt McCoy about this game, and he said regardless of what Texas A&M does during the season, when they play head-to-head, it looks nothing alike. These guys get fired up, they get after him, and they're doing it again so far in this first quarter.
Chris Obanaya, the running back at the bottom of the formation, wide to the right on 3rd and 9. Immediate pressure, it's a screen. Cosby breaking free. Quan Cosby has a first down. Now check it, it's Brandon Collins on the catch. They use that little screen so well.
And you know what, this is Greg Davis, and really teaching his offense to understand why he has called plays. You're going to see the screen on the outside. Let him come up the field. The pressure's there, and Cosby's got great speed. Aggies with poor angles.
And Texas has now converted third downs of 3rd and 11, 3rd and 8, and 3rd and 9. They have been great in 3rd and long so far tonight.
That kind of thing can just gut a defense, can it? This is Whitaker. He dances to the outside, but very little room.
You know, what was really interesting, we hear coaches every week talk about what they do and their philosophy of football. Greg Davis, for instance, and the way he's talked about the education of Colt McCoy and bringing him from a high school graduate to a guy that got a driver's license. I mean, really teaching him to understand the game.
End of the first quarter. Longhorns up a touchdown and hungry for more. Total yardage in the opening period. Texas 107. Texas A&M 1. It's not quite the LA Coliseum here in Austin, but it's close. Big-time athletes, celebrities on the sideline. Red Sox star Josh Beckett ready to go hunting after the game.
Well, he's an old Texan. You saw his gold can in his back pocket walking around. Camouflage.
Matthew McConaughey, Jeter was here. Lance Armstrong when he's in town. This is Whitaker, and he can't get away. Good job there. Matt Moss is one of those guys just forced into duty. Didn't see much action all year, but injuries. Lucas Patterson, the starting tackle, is out, and in comes Moss trying to make plays in a rivalry game.
You know what, and Joe Kines was saying, fortunately for us, we're playing in a conference right now in a division where it's okay to go with 5 or 6 defensive backs because the offense has spread you out so much you have to play in space.
Another chance to stop the Longhorns, 3rd and 7. This has been frustrating for the Aggies. They've not been able to succeed in these situations. This time they rush only 3. McCoy fires low and complete. It's a first down. You got to worry about all the receivers, and then goes Malcolm Williams as the tall, athletic tight end. And they're 4 or 5 on 3rd down.
Quan Cosby is the key to this play. You're going to see him line up in the slot. He takes Alton Dixon out of the window, which opens up the passing lane for Colt McCoy.
You know, we've seen the Aggies defense now drop 8 in 3rd and long most every snap. They're going to have to change up that 3rd and long strategy.
Breaking a tackle around the right side. You remember the Texas Tech game, and it was Malcolm Williams, the guy who caught that 91-yard touchdown pass that really kind of sparked Texas's rally. And you have a guy who's sort of a tight end, but a guy who can get deep in single coverage and catch a 91-yard.
Well, Colt McCoy told us he might be the fastest player on this football team. Monster day, like you were just mentioning. 4 catches, a $182, and 2 big touchdowns in that game. They think he's going to be a star here for years to come.
They lose, again, Cosby and Shipley next year. They have to find some different answers catching McCoy's passes. Colt keeps it, slings it. Collins cut down at the 20-yard line, but it's another first down. Just grinding, methodical Texas drives.
You know what, though, Chris, to your point there about finding another receiver, they needed to find a third receiver this year going into the year. So this team is made up of a lot of young, talented receivers like Collins who just haven't had the chance to step up yet.
It's Whitaker to the left of McCoy on first down. Slow developing play. Fozzie Whitaker slips as he tries to cut back.
What impresses me so much about this Texas offense is their ability to methodically march down the football field. That opening drive, 80-yard touchdown drive, that was their 21st touchdown drive this year of 80 yards or more. This Texas offense does not need big plays. They'll take it down because of Colt McCoy's efficiency and accuracy.
That's what Greg Davis said that he did. He spent all of last offseason teaching Colt why he was being methodical and why certain plays were called. That maybe he has the home run ball out there, but be patient, Colt. I'll get to it.
Teaching him how to manage the game
without going into a shell.
McCoy has it, looks left side, fires down toward the pylon, incomplete. Diving attempt by Cosby.
Oh, we're watching guys slip all over the field right now. We saw Jordan Pugh right there on that play at corner. As Cosby came out of his break, Jordan Pugh fell right down on the ground. This grass is playing tricks on a lot of these players. You see Pugh slip, ball just thrown outside, but I think that's a catch.
Yeah.
That Cosby would normally make.
Hey, let me tell you what, we were laughing about it. If they lose this football game, Bevo and his friends will be out there eating grass. It'll be artificial next year.
Empty backfield. Another third and long from McCoy. Once again, the Aggies bring only 3. McCoy ran right up into the pressure, stays alive, and he'll be dragged down short of the first down by Matt Featherston. They only rushed 3, but they got to him. The pocket collapsed quickly.
You got to wrap him up, though. If you get your hands on him, you got to wrap him up, and that time the 3 worked for them.
Well, Texas A&M gets really lucky here. We're going to see Jordan Shipley line up inside the slot. There he is. He's going to run the post corner out. He is wide open for the touchdown pass, but because of the pressure and because McCoy had to buy more time, not able to deliver the receiver the wide open touchdown.
Again, a defensive back slipping there. So Ryan Bailey, 36-yard field goal attempt, a regular kicker for most of the last couple of years. He's been splitting time, and this one is wide left. Missed it from 36, so a long march produces no points. And I think we're going to see Stephen McGee, the senior quarterback, go in for Mike Sherman. And welcome back in Austin, Texas. Still 7-0. Watch the miss by Ryan Bailey, who has tried just one previous field goal this year off the upright, and then whoop, whoop, whoop. Throat slash from the official making the signal.
Yeah, well, I'd say this. This goes under the question of style points. Texas 28 plays, only 7 points, though.
And change at quarterback for the Aggies. Here comes the senior, Stephen McGee. His 4th game against Texas. And it's Goodson on the end around. Longhorns stay home and hammer him for a loss. McGee hoping for one more chance. He played the opposite number of Vince Young as a freshman, ran well in a loss, and then a couple of years ago ran for 95 yards in a win here. Last year, they came out in a surprise pass attack. He threw for 362 and 3 touchdowns against Texas.
And we talked to Mike Sherman, the head coach of Texas A&M, about Stephen McGee, and he said he's got no doubt this guy is going to go play in the NFL. Very, very impressed with his ability to throw the football. He said he's also extremely accurate.
He's had a shoulder problem. That's what cost him his job back in the game against New Mexico early in the season. McGee slips, stumbles forward, and he'll lose another yard. But he's a guy that just kind of bleeds maroon, a true Aggie through and through. Would love to cap his college career with a big upset on the road. Aaron?
And Chris, in talking to Stephen before the game, he said he really didn't know how much he was going to play. The biggest reason why, he said, that shoulder is still hurting me. He said he doesn't want to get hurt in the future. And he said, these Texas boys, they're pretty big. I can't get knocked out by them.
Sherman and Nolan Cromwell making the change after a couple of 3-and-outs. I'm sure we'll see Johnson again. DeAndre Smith on 3rd and 12. McGee pressured immediately, throws it into the middle of the big pasture of grass. Brian Orakpo was in his face.
Well, the push was just too much for Stephen McGee to come in his first series. Muschamp jacked up because he knows
he lost his headset.
I mean, the guy is incredible. But when you look at Will Muschamp and his defense,
that's all right, though, knocking him down. Coach,
you better bring more with you if you're going to hit Orak.
That's a 515-pound bench presser. Be careful what you're doing.
He's also got a 40-inch vertical, so he's able to get off the ground.
But how smart is Will, though? He knows he's got a quarterback coming off the bench in a rivalry game. Bring the pressure.
Aggies are in the red after 3 possessions. 9 plays, -1, and this is partially blocked. They got near Brantley, got a piece of it. A pretty good roll. Will place it at the A&M 48 when Texas takes over. Danny Gore, the corner, able to get a piece of the punt.
A lot of pressure, a lot of speed. Looks like the Longhorns might be opening it up.
Watch the planes take off every second. And let's see who gets there first. Will it be
ESPN's College Football Primetime, brought to you by Samsung Mobile, proud sponsor of ESPN Rivalry Week, and Saab, introducing Saab Cross-Wheel Drive, all-wheel drive that reads the road.
The Longhorns are a breed unique to Texas. You know more about this than I do, Craig. You can't eat them. They don't do a lot. They just look impressive with the big horns, right?
Look at that original cost, $124. I bought a bunch the other day. You can get them anywhere from $500 up now. But now,
what did Bevo 2 do?
You know what?
Look at all these bad Bevos. A lot of bad Bevos charging an SMU cheerleader. This one, Bevo 3 decided to just escape and kick it around.
2,000 pounds, man. You do what you want to do.
Bevo 4 attacked a parked car.
That's why Bevo would not pass a drug test at games. It's a good thing, I promise you. This is Fozzie Whitaker. Now, have you ever seen that look in the eye there? It's a look of an eye of a quarterback who's been blindsided. It's a little glassy.
You know, Bevo's a good guy. Bevo hangs around. You leave me alone. Let me chew on my cud. That's what he's doing. You know, and he's got some points there. That might be in that 65-inch range. I don't know. That's a pretty good spread there.
That's it. Texas fans just buy those things, right?
His
for like
birthday,
$5-6 grand. On the pitch. This is Bondrell McGee hammering forward. Took the pitch from McCoy, so a little option look.
on the pitch?
You've got to assume, Jesse, that Aggie defense is going to get tired here in a moment because their offense has 9 snaps on the game.
Well, the offense has gone 3 and out 3 consecutive times right now. And again, this athletic offensive line of Texas, you see now them getting that option game to the perimeter. They're going to start trying to make this defense run east and west. I wouldn't be too surprised. You're right, Craig. They start getting tired here pretty soon.
On 3rd and 3, McGee has it again. Bondrell McGee breaks an arm tackle and gets a first down.
McGee on the carry.
Well, Featherston had a chance to wrap up McGee, but he showed some strength.
We talked to Matt Featherston this week and asked him, what is the biggest key for your defense and for you individually if you're going to win this game? He said, speed and tackling. No missed tackles. And right there, had an opportunity to stop a 3rd down. But yet again, Texas moving the chains.
You know, Joe Kynes, he said, though, however, I wish that I could start the season right now with this unit and how they progressed. They started out pretty poor.
Well, they haven't been great down the stretch either, I'll be honest with you. I don't see a lot of speed on this defense. They need a lot of recruiting to get the kind of defense that would remind anybody of the Wrecking Crew. Aaron?
Guys, obviously a big rivalry game, and we saw that when both teams came out. Now, I talked to several people on both sides, and they said, hey, both teams came out at the time that they were supposed to. Little pushing, little scuffling. Mac Brown told me, hey, we just went down there to do our prayer. A&M came out, had a few words. Now, the A&M players, when they walked off during pregame, were doing the Longhorn side down, yelling three-peat, and even guys over here on their sidelines are saying, it's 7-0 in the second. We're fine.
There's McGee. Hard-earned yards. This is a defense, obviously, that's been gashed, embarrassed all year, but they're playing hard so far. They're taking some body shots from Texas. It's 3rd down again.
Well, you see Greg Davis right now, this entire drive, they've just been running the football. They're chewing it out, just like Bevo there.
Look at that. That's an awesome, boy, what a good-looking guy. But it is his birthday, though, I believe, right? It's Bevo's birthday. And in the cow world, it's always good to have a birthday. The food chain being like it is.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to turn out hamburger meat, so.
You don't carve up Bevo.
No.